Greetings. Today's topic is immigrants and taxes. We're specifically talking about U.S. taxes and the importance of an immigrant filing his taxes. Often immigrants don't think it's important. They don't want to spend any money to file taxes. They try to underreport taxes, and later on they have problems legalizing their status, whether they're removal proceedings or if they're applying for the residency through a petition from a family member or a petition through work. So it's best that an immigrant who's here in the United States working, whether they're working legally or illegally, that they make every effort to file their taxes. It's usually a problem when somebody is working here and they have to prove good moral character. The government wants people who are going to be productive, but not only productive and working, but people who are responsible, filing their taxes so that they can pay for the benefits that the rest of us pay for. The benefits of having a highway, having an ambulance, having hospitals, all the benefits that you get from living in this country. And a lot of times immigrants take those things for granted, but those have to be paid for, and they get paid for through the taxes that people who work have to pay. So it's very important. A lot of times, I'm helping an immigrant to legalize their status, either through a process called cancellation of removal, or their family members petitioning them, and they have to show what they've been doing here and how they're working and paying taxes. And I find that they say that, let's say it's a family of five, and they're telling the government they made $15,000. Now, this is not possible, especially if a lot of them have a rent of $1,000 a month. So if you made $15,000 for the year and you have $1,000 a month rent, then just in rent you're paying $12,000. So right there, they can get caught for fraud. That's tax fraud, tax evasion. There's a lot of crimes attached to not properly filing your taxes, or evading taxes too is another crime. So those things affect the good moral character. And if you're an immigrant, you want to have good moral character. In fact, if you're a resident and you want to become a citizen, you have to prove 5 years of good moral character. And so that would include if you're working and or you say you tell them I'm not working, but then they want to know how are you supporting yourself if you say you're not working. So if you're a resident, you want to become a citizen, you're going to have to file taxes, and you have to file enough to show that you can support yourself and your family. One big problem for immigrants who are on removal, also known as deportation proceedings, is that they don't file all the years. Let's say they came here and maybe they don't file at first, but they've been here 12 years. They got stopped by the police for who knows some reason. It ends up that the criminal problem goes away and gets resolved in their favor, but then they get put into deportation proceedings and they haven't filed any taxes. I've had a lot of people, they don't file taxes, and the next thing you know, they're paying back taxes, they're paying interest, they're paying penalties for not trying to file their taxes when they need to. So all of us have to file taxes. No one likes to file taxes, but it has to be done. So, I just see the first year or two, they don't know how to do it, they don't understand. And you don't have to be here legally to file taxes. A lot of people think you need a social security number, and that's not true. What you can get is once you file your taxes and your tax preparer knows that you don't have a social security number, they file something called an individual tax identification number using a double W-7. So you fill that out, you file it together with your taxes, and they end up giving you a number. You can't, it used to be that you could fill that out by itself in order to get a number for filing taxes, but a lot of people would fill that form out, request a tax identification number, and then they would never file the taxes. They just used it to work illegally. So now, in order to get a ITIN number, they have to file taxes at the same time that they're requesting a number. So I know it's hard to realize that this is something that's illegal if you don't file your taxes properly. Most people think, well, I don't need to file it if they're here illegally. But at one point, they want to legalize their status. Even those who come here and think, I'm going to leave, and then they end up staying 20 years, and then they have a big problem because they never filed taxes. So my suggestion is to do the right thing, to file taxes, and it'll make a big difference for you. You won't have a problem with your moral character. Uh, because that can be checked at any time. And the laws keep getting tougher. It could be at one point that the government really needs taxes, like they did with driver's licenses and things like that, and they start clamping down and hitting people, getting people and giving severe penalties, deporting you if you don't file your taxes right away. So I would suggest the right thing to do is file your taxes and make sure you filing correctly. If you have a family of five, there's no way you're going to be supporting them with $15,000. So you have to really file them with the amount of money that you earn, whether it's legal with employment authorization or without. You still have to file your taxes because it'll help you in the future to legalize your status. And also, once you're a resident or a citizen, it also helps you because you want to buy a house and you can show years of tax payment and years of income. It'll give you a good support for your credit. So that's definitely a plus. Thank you.